All right, so hello everyone. How's it going? Today we're gonna discuss our latest topic, which is sexual education. Make sure you guys open your book already.
Okay.
I think it's on page wait on page 184. Yeah. And now let us just start with our first question. Okay, so why do you think sex education remains a taboo subject in many Korean schools and homes, even though students are already exposed to sexual content through media and the internet? Wow. Okay, this is a real topic to be talking about, especially about sexual education. I've actually asked my one of my friends at my dormitory about why is it taboo to talk about like sex sex in like families or like in schools or in homes, and it turns out that sex is actually back in the days, like during the ancestor, like back way back way uh, it's a long time ago, during the ancestors time. Sex is actually a sacred thing. It's a sacred thing. So, it's something that people really take care about, take care of, and it's something that people see as a holy thing uh, to be done. So, uh, talking about sex you wouldn't be able to talk or discuss about sex in a casual way because it's something that are really respected back in the days. But however, the transition from like the ancestor time to now, where talking about sex is a taboo thing, it's still kind of hard to like define on why is it happening. But my best guess is that it's actually socially constructed. I mean, probably sex is something that is inappropriate for children to know, and yet it 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 has to be known by children so that they know about sex for sexual education. So it's kind of like a dilemma here. But I think, yeah, it's just a social construct where parents don't want their children to know like something about sex because it's not age appropriate, I guess. So what do you guys think about this? Let me know.
Um, can I continue?
Hmm.
I think sex education is still like considered as a taboo, not in only in Korean schools and universities,
Hmm.
country, not in Korea, but it's in like Asia fully. Because I think uh, like families they because like older generation often like feel uncomfortable like talking openly about like these topics like related to sex and relationship because like many people are worried like that discussing that kind of issues too directly too openly uh, could like encourage let's say in like inappropriate behavior they think so. So even so like students are like already like exposed to a huge like amount of information online, and because of this gap I think many teenagers like end up learning from like social media or the internet, and like instead of receiving like accurate information like and healthy guidance let's say from the older people.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think Ilham mentioned the Asian tradition. I want to add more about that. So, the sex education is often considered a sensitive and taboo topic because um, I think for first of all, for traditional Confucian values have strongly influenced Korean society for a long time. Like this Confucian values is actually is a Chinese philosophy, but I think the Korean society has also influenced by this idea. These values uh, usually emphasis on modesty, respect, and conservative attitudes toward relationships and sexuality. Because of this, openly discussing sexual topics can feel very uncomfortable for many old people, especially like older generation.
Mm.
I think the situation is really similar to China, like also really shame to talk about sexual topic or the sex education in public. I think second, I also had another like debate class. The professor said this something about like this sex education. She said many parents and teachers worry that talking too openly about sex may encourage teenagers to become sexually active earlier. As a result, sex educations in school is sometimes limited and focus more on um, abstains or biological information rather than practical knowledge about relationships, consent, and sexual health. Um, yeah, this is what I learned from my professor and yeah, and friends.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, what I think that is this become taboo because of like the society, how the historical already made, and also they tend to like create stereotypical like wait a minute. Like it's like a historical no it's like a for me it's like a historical things because like uh this happened before everything already I mean like it's already there before that. So when it's come to a new pattern, a new things in this kind of sex education, like for generalize this kind of things is really hard to actually accept by society. So it's kind of like the society is still trying um, to keep up with the new things from the that's different with the historical. So I think that's why the Koreans still think sex education is taboo because like historically they do not learn about that openly. So that's what I think.
All right, I agree with that. Well, when Alex said that they're afraid to talk about sex because they would afraid that the children would, learn like what is it? What is it? Interested more in sex in early ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could like probably expose them more to like sexual like related things, and that is I actually like agree with that. And do you guys remember when like the professor said something about like eating is normal and drinking is normal, and what about sex? Sex is also normal. Everyone said like sex is normal, but why is it taboo to like talk about sex in in like the family or like in public? And I was like thinking to myself with that analogy, when you can like eat in public, you can drink in public, you can basically do anything in public. Would it be okay if you like have sex in public as well? If it is considered as like normal. It's not, right? It's not
Yeah,
normal. So I was wondering like how was it to answer like the professor's question like
yeah. Like eating and having sex is not the same. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
but
I
he
also
considered it as the same thing. Like it's he said like it's natural thing like eat and having it, but
Mm,
they are totally different things. So I also said like about like you.
mm,
mhm. Yeah, I do think that professor not cannot bring the concept really clearly. I mean, like I understand what he mean. I mean, like he want to try to say to us that we as a human need a food to eat and also need the drink to drink. Like
Mm,
we need the sex to our
Reproduce.
reproduction. Yeah, reproduction. So I don't think like it's just how actually it happened. Like um the concept of sex itself is like a private, so I don't think it's like a really open, but yeah, that's the best. I still think that it kind of the basic need, but not everyone basic needs. So yes, because like we are as a human have a really, oh, how to say, we are have a one day we need to reproduction something like that. So I do think like I get what he means. I mean, like he wants to try that. Why this is still being taboo? Because like we are eating food to life, and also we are drinking to life, and also we need to do something like that, and then we learn about that to make it right, and also we can reproduce with the right thing. I mean, like I get what he meant, but like it's not a concept. That's what I thought
Mm-hmm.
when the professor talked about that.
Agreed,
mm.
agreed, agreed. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so is that all? Is there any addition opinion?
Yep. Now maybe you can discuss second question.
Alright, let's go to the second question. What are the potential dangers of students learning about sex mainly through pornography or social media instead of formal education provided by schools and trained teachers? So how is it uh how's the danger of like learning sexual related thing to pornography or social media instead of formal education? I think uh what do you guys think? It's kind of what do you guys think? Do you guys want to answer first as the second
Uh,
question?
okay, let me answer.
Okay.
I just get prepared for the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I think like one of the biggest danger is that like pornography and social media often like present like unrealistic, let's say, and unhealthy like ideas about relationship and like the consent and the like body image. And
Mm-hmm.
like I think without proper like education, like students or like teenagers, let's say, may struggle to understand like the difference between like entertainment and the like real human relationships. And like formal sex education like can help like young people uh develop like respect to each other and like put like emotional awareness and like critical thinking, like instead of just relying on misinformation, like having misinformation like from the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I think how to say it? I mean, like probably like in schools they would teach us more on how to like respect like our body and how to like use contraception tools or like basically how to like probably have sex in a like safer way. I mean like to prevent AIDS or HIV going on. But I think by like the danger of watching like pornography is that I think they would only know like, oh, it's sex, then I can like just do it like however I want it to be, or like they can just like go out to like a love huddle or something and just like have sex with someone just like with no protection whatsoever, which could be dangerous. There are numerous of danger that could like occur from that, like pregnancy or like again like diseases. And but I think uh I've never like seen like or I've never known like in formal classes they would teach you like how to do sex. Am I right or am I wrong? Because I never I've never been taught like how to like do sex, how male and female do sex. I've never like heard like any class would teach you how to do that because probably they would assume that you already know how to have sex with your partner. And the assumption came from, of course, the student might already knew it somewhere, probably from like social media, or they would even watch pornography themselves. So, I'm not saying that you guys should like watch pornography, but I think it's inevitable like for children probably to like avoid sexual content, especially like in social media. They would know it somehow sooner or later about sex. There's like this interesting case in Indonesia happening in a very rural area where so in Indonesia like underage marital is still like normal, right? So there's like this two just like happy married couple. They don't know they don't know how to have like sex. And so what did they do? The parents what is it? Demonstrate to the children how to do like the sex, the style, and all the movement right in front of the whole family. So you guys can see like how absurd is that if there's no like sexual education whatsoever. So yeah, that's what I mean. Do you guys have any other opinion on that?
I mean, this is a really rare situation, but I would say like mind blowing that when I heard a a couples both with like doctor degree, they're both like PhD,
Hmm.
something with PhD degree. They don't know how to get pregnant, so they went to the doctor. They went to the hospital to like ask why am I not pregnant? We live together, you know, like we kiss, but
Oh.
why I'm not like pregnant? And the doctor asked how you conduct this like process, and they gave the very naive answer, and probably you will figure it out by yourself. Yeah, so I was shocked. They're well educated and they're supposed to know, but they are like, oh, I don't know. Maybe this is like a very rare situation. Anyways,
Yeah.
I think the one potential risk is that maybe that students may learn about sex through if it's mainly through the pornography or unreliable online sources instead of receiving proper sex education. Maybe the pornography will present unrealistic and unhealthy views about relationships and consent, the sexual behavior, because sometimes it could be very violent and just really unrealistic. Um, this kind of pornography, and if students rely on it as their main source of information, they might develop like misunderstandings about respect, communication, and emotional relationships. Maybe they don't know the value of intimacy because the sex is supposed to have with someone that you really close to or feel intimidated to. And also like the as you said the social media, the platform. Um, this kind of platforms they often provided like I would say like soft pornography. They don't explicit the whole body that much, but somehow they use like replying or kind of in a suggesting way to more subtly like
Yeah.
suggesting sex. I mean, the children will might figure it out and develop this kind of premature sexuality where it actually could be like detrimental for their sex, for their body and for their development, sexual development. So yeah, that's my opinion. What about other guys?
Okay. I do think also like sex is actually do not. We need to learn sex is from not from the social media or even the pornography videos. So even yeah, I'm agree that they may lead to the harmful way of actually how to do a reproduction,
Mm.
and actually how to it's cannot it can be abused for both of them. Eventually, like we don't know, like if they don't know what is right, what is wrong. So yeah, it's kind of like a hurt each other. And also I do think like a social media and social media and also pornography is just for entertainment. I mean, like they are they happened like yesterday. This is based on our discussion in my group. This was like many people in my group said that actually social media is placed for entertainment, as it's same as a pornography. I mean, like they make a pornography, it's not for the education, so it cannot be take as an education when it's not aims to have a education in there. I mean, like there is no prospect of education in the video or in the social media, if they not aiming to having that in that kind of content. So this is this kind of entertainment that may lead to worst case to do when it's come to the they having a real sexual intimacy things, like they can hurt each other. How they cannot prevent what is actually right, what is actually wrong. They cannot know what is actually contraception, or maybe probably how to use like a um the right things like a condom on or contraception, something like that. So I think sex education cannot just be learned by social media or pornography. So sex education may need it's needed in the school, so the students or probably adolescents who become adult, knowing that what is actually right, what is actually wrong when they are doing intimacy, something like that. So yeah, I do think like it's better provided by school than the social media, even though it's kind of hard for school to adjust to kind of this kind of thing, because like they really um like we like also like us, like they don't want to talk about sex a lot, even like openly. Like it's kind of hard to actually talk about sex openly with people that you don't know, the strangers. Like it's kind of hard. So I think it's really need to be studied first, like for the teachers and also for the school, how to create a curriculum or strategies to approach this kind of education. So so the student can receive the knowledge without having like a lack of things. So they didn't do that kind of thing before premarital sex or something like that. So that's what I think about like the dangers, potential dangers
Mm.
they may
All right.
do it wrong.
All right. So, talking about like sexual education, like formal sexual education, and the discourse of itself, um, they actually have. I mean, like you guys must have known about like the term of like abortion. So I just want to know what our thoughts are on like abortion. Do you guys think that, oh, like abortion is supposed to be like, prohibited, or is it good for like us for sexual education? For me, I think something that can be preventable through sexual education, such as like using contraception. I mean, like any way to have like sex safely and how to like have sex with without leading to like pregnancy. But I think abortion would be okay if and only if someone was like raped or like basically like yeah, I mean like forcefully like impregnate impregnate get impregnated, is that the word? So that they have to like do abortion on their children. What do you guys think about this? Let me know.
So when it comes to abortion, it's not something like easy to say like it should be prevented or it should not be prevented. Like we should make a decision according to the situation.
Mhm.
So when it comes to Uzbekistan, like not Uzbekistan, the whole world, like teenagers are like it's okay like to have sex like for teenagers right now, right in this generation. And if a girl gets pregnant in like early age, let's say, and like she even like cannot protect herself or care about herself, like live on her own, but she gets pregnant, so how can she like get a baby, like if she is the baby? She is the young girl, right? So in this kind of situation, I think the abortion is like must have thing, because like yeah, adults are not ready to be parents and having like children, right? And yeah, that's why.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really agree with Mariam. I think we need to be very rational about this abortion. If we limited this abortion to like only you can uh, get abortion when you are like forced impregnated, or like as you said, the ripped. Um, if you just limit to this extent, I think we we might ignore the people like the Marian said, the young kids uh, get pregnant. What they're gonna do? They don't have financial stability. They're still a child, and how can they like raise up another kid? Um, and also, like there are so many unwanted pregnancy. So I think we need to be really careful about abortion, uh, and and also like I think in China, when you're pregnant, your pregnancy is like 5 months. Yeah, 5 months. Oh, like over 5 months, you cannot get abortion because the baby is already formed and it will be um, that it causes damage to your body, and it's just inhumane if you like have abortion
Mhm.
over 5 months. So I think there should be some regulations and laws of when you can, at what stage of pregnancy you can get abortion. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. In my opinion, yeah, like I'm not agree with really I'm not really agree with abortion. If like we are facing the kind of situation that forceful, I mean like they're not have a they cannot be responsible for the kids. I think like it's for the better, because like if the kids still be held and being born, it's gonna be hard with for both individually. I mean like for the mother and also for the kids itself, like the kids not really sure if they will get the education right, or will they will get a really nutrition food for their development as a kid. So it's kind of hard. So when it's come to yeah, something like that, I think like it's depend on the woman. I mean like it's it's the right of the woman, but it's kind of still hard. It's hard because like it's mean we are murdering murdering the baby. I mean like it's kind of sad. But like I don't know, I cannot justify both of situation. I mean like it's kind of hard and tricky, and we need to be logical about this too, for the future, and also for what will be happened in the upcoming things. So uh it's better to really think about it before we do it. Like uh if you I mean like it's like a I mean it's depend on the personality, the personal. I mean like are they want to keep the child or not. I mean like it's kind of hard because it's not really good things to do, but it's not really good things to keep too if you don't want. So I cannot come out with the my answer, real answer. I mean like I cannot decide with whether it's right or not. I mean like yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
it's complicated. It's complicated.
yeah, yeah. I do agree, and to me, it also like depends on like the situation, really, the context behind on why like one wants to like do abortion. Yeah. Okay. So, is there any additional opinion on this? Nah. All right. Let's move on to our third question. How might including LGBTQ plus issues in sex education help build a more inclusive environment, and what challenges might arise in doing so in conservative cultural contexts? Of course, if were to talk about inclusivity, um, they would accept more like other children or other people. They would learn how to like embrace LGBTQ people in their life. Of course, if it were to be taught in school, but the challenges arise in the conservative like cultural context because what parents or I mean like probably in Korea there might be some parents who still thinks that LGBTQ plus or like same sex like sexual activity is wrong. Um, they might still like think that oh women are made for men and men are made for women and that's how it is. It's how it's supposed to be and it's how is it been going on these past centuries. Probably they would think that and you know what? I I agree with them. I'm not trying to be a hypocrite here. In Indonesia, we don't really like support LGBTQ plus community for many reasons, but some of them are like religious reasons, health reasons, and many other reasons. But again, um, we do think that probably the conservative culture wouldn't accept this because it's not how it used to be. It's not how because like women and men, it's been like that like since like ages ago, right? And even like if they have a belief religious that the first human being on earth is Adam and Eve, women and men, and that's how life began probably. But um if a school wanted to implement this um LGBTQ plus awareness towards their children, then yeah, of course it would what is it raise their awareness and they would become more like empathetic and also like they would tolerate this people more easily if it were to be taught in class. Um, not to mention probably like the dangers of like having same sex sexual activity. What do you guys think about this one?
I also didn't agree with the concept of LGBTQ. I mean, like, I'm not really, how to say, yeah, I'm not, we cannot normalize it as it, in as my religion, so Islam, like, in my religion, there is no such a thing. So, I cannot, how to say, I cannot,
In
I,
it is
yeah,
in our
yeah.
religion. We all Muslim here
Oh yeah,
apparently.
this is on our all religion. Like, we cannot support it. Like, it's kind of hard. So I think it's cannot. I didn't agree with the concept of including LGBTQ plus issues in a sex education. Like, it's not help the student. It will more encourage the students to have a to normalize it, to know that it's like, yeah, that's a new thing that we need to normalize it. Like, if we include it on the basic education, it can be hard for people that actually, like, it's a really, like, I don't know how to say, like, it's not a good thing. I don't think, like, it's the challenge is, probably I am the challenges. Like, if the I cannot agree with this. So the challenges will be, there is a really massive mass to confront about this kind of idea, because, like, yeah, this is not a at first, this is not a real thing. It's just like a happened for me. It's like, it's for me, it's like a, it's just like a happened, and then people try to normalize it. And but I don't know, I don't know how to actually act with the people that having the same love, same sex love relationships. So I don't know how to react with that. So I actually didn't agree with that. But I don't know how to actually react. So I just, like, respect, no, I just, like, just shut up. Like, I don't want to hurt them emotionally or mentally. Just like, yeah, I didn't support, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, it's not a good thing to enter this kind of education in the uh in the education itself. Like, yeah, I don't agree with that.
Mhm.
Um, I also don't support like LGBTQ like topics in
Mhm.
like sex education topic, and like in our country it's also not normal. Like um I don't know. It's like, okay, they think like it's they are some different genders and they may have it, but we all know that it's not like that. Like,
Yeah.
and we just all we have to do is just stay like neutral and like say okay, okay, it is what it is, and that's it. Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Agree.
I
Um,
even don't know like what to say about it.
It's all right.
yeah. To sum up, I think the LGBT education in conservative countries often faces like social, cultural, political, religious
Mm,
difficulties.
Mhm.
Um, I think the first, as you guys discussed, the traditional religious or cultural values might conflict with LGBT topics. In many conservative societies, people believe that um, this discussion about sexual orientation or gender identity go against the social norms or moral beliefs because of this school will avoid to including LGBT related content in their education programs. For take China as example, I think we consider the LGBTQ plus things is invented by Western societies. So um, it's not exist in the Chinese tradition, and so we will not include it in our education system. And also, people think that LGBTQ, when you have this implement this education, they actually encourage or educate kids to become one of those LGBTQ. So this is the main concern about this education, because if you don't taught kids about this LGBTQ things, the children will not be aware of these things because they don't know this kind of things exist if they're never exposed to this kind of things. Because I think in the past, like before the modern society, people, when this kind of concept is not exist, people are not LGBTQ. Maybe they somehow like interested in same sex, but the LGBTQ is like something else, like more than the same sex kind of things, because often you have to on the so-called HR, it means like hormone treatment. So not HR. What is the short form? Never mind. It's like hormone treatments. You
Mm-hmm.
have to take pills. If you're a girl, then you can, um, want to transform to man, you need to increase your testosterone. And for men, it's the opposite. And so it's actually caused numerous damage to your body. Because you are literally transform your body against the natural way of the human body, and maybe in their later life they will suffer all kinds of diseases,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because it's the hormone will like in disorder, everything is messed up in their body, and actually they had a pretty miserable life when they're on the hormone treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for the sake of the health, the school should not include this LGBTQ
Mm-hmm.
um, education in school. Maybe the students, they will in their later life can be more sympathetic or compassion about the LGBTQ communities. Maybe they can not necessarily against them, but no hard feelings for them, but
Yeah.
uh, yeah, maybe they will like understand their choice and circumstance, but
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, but definitely school education is
Yes.
should not include this topic. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my opinion.
Personally speaking, I don't support LGBTQ plus, but however, um, it but it doesn't mean that like every time I saw people who are like gay, I would like punch them in the face. No, but I just like don't support them. And if there's anything I can do in order not to support them, then I would do basically LGBTQ plus. I think if they were to implement LGBTQ plus in their like sexual education, probably it's my own personal opinion. Just like take them, educate the children that LGBTQ plus is like mental health disease probably because um I actually talked about this with my one of my professor in Indonesia that yeah, LGBTQ plus is indeed a mental disease that indeed can also be cured through a long process of rehabilitation and so on and so forth. And I do have like one of my friends who were used to be gay and now he's straight. He's not gay anymore. So there are people who are um like that, gay or like LGBTQ from like since they were like born, and there are people who are like gay because of the like environment. And I think in order to like yeah, probably in the mindset where I oppose LGBTQ plus, I think it need to be it can be taught in school, but not as acknowledgement, but more of a as a mental health disease. Mm,
Or maybe it's like a awareness, like it's actually it's not like that kind of um we have a sexual uh I mean, like, we have a woman and also man, like, that's the actual sexual relationship will be done, like, maybe just like, we need, like, they understand if this thing happen, like, it's not really good things, like, maybe the education is not about the education how to acknowledge it, like, at least it, like, probably it's like about awareness, that what I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there any additional opinion?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
How many
Uh,
minutes we left?
we have um roughly 7 minutes left.
Yes.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right. So probably this gonna be our question, our last question. Okay. Probably number four, number five aren't as interesting. Let's move on to number six. In what ways can school-based education help students recognize early signs of sexual violence or dating abuse, and how can schools provide appropriate support system? Wow, this is actually a very um, big topic in Korea. One of my friend mentioned about dating abuse, and if you guys don't know what dating abuse is, it's basically when in a relationship the partner would like abuse you, like get like make the worth out of you. Like there's this one case when one of the Korean students told me is that there's a girl who is actually a really famous like mukbang YouTuber. Do you guys know mukbang, right? Mukbang is the eating content, eating some a lot of foods. Okay, so the girl is actually known for mukbang, but behind it actually the boyfriend forces her to do that, threaten her life and so on. Basically, she dies afterwards because of like yeah, because of the abuse and violence that the boyfriend did to the girl just to make the money, just to make the worth out of her, just to make money out of her. So that is dating abuse. Basically, what can school-based education help to recognize students who like have like this violence or like dating abuse is one of the most obvious thing is that how would they behave in school, right? They would probably become less confident and they would probably become like more silent. Basically, if there's any changes in their behavior, then the school needs to contact, um, if not social worker, then probably like the authority or like child expert, probably if there's any in Korea, to help them, you know, ease with the problem, with the current problem, because it's a bad thing to do because they would gaslight their partner into doing something that they thought it's okay, but it's not okay actually. So it's very dangerous. So probably they would have to like, observe like the signs, how they like behave in class, how would they react to a certain situation. They might be different. Yeah. What do you guys think?
In Uzbekistan, we also like girls also face this kind of problem. And recently there was an evidence, like as you said before, like similar evidence. There was a girl who was graduating the school soon, and you know, there is a graduation like in the end of the year. It happens on like May, and in Uzbekistan, like girls like wear like similar dresses for the graduation, and one girl has a boyfriend, and firstly like her boyfriend didn't allow her like to dress like to dress it like the dress and to wear it, and like they had an argument, and after that her boyfriend killed her because of it.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
that's the case, which comes as a good example to this topic. And they are so many like this kind of situation in Uzbekistan. Like first of all, boys like they say don't do this, don't like wear this kind of clothes, don't do makeup, or don't go outside, don't go with your friends, and it comes to this kind of situation at the end. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's not difficult to like realize this kind of situation as for teachers, because for like if one girl like faces this kind of situation, and like it's easy to know for women, like woman to woman, like you're looking at that girl, and you're like it's easy to see like it's something wrong with that girl, like yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, any
So
other opinion?
I think okay. So this is about like dating abuse, right? Dating.
mm,
Okay, I always confused about this concept because every time I ask about this question. Okay, so I think parents and school can help children recognize dating abuse by teaching them about the healthy relationship from an early age.
Sorry,
Um,
1 minute left.
just 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, my opinion is like recognize their patterns of dating abuse and teach them in their early age, so that uh, in the after they're grown up, they can like recognize this kind of harmful relationship, and then that's how they prevent this kind of things happen. Okay, that's all.
All right. Thank you, Alex. And Mariska, closing statement, please. While
Okay.
answering your.
Okay. So like actually like basic on our discussion like it's really it's really good as if sex education if implied in the schools like so the school student could know what is actually right things to do. It's sex education, it's not just about sex, so it's about the healthy relationship, how to having a partner, a good partner, and then how to prevent ourselves, so how to knowing the good or the bad things when it's come to relationship. So I and knowing ourselves better. One thing is like we need to knowing ourselves better too, while learning about sex education. So I think it's still need to do in the school. Still, I think like Indonesia, even though they still didn't really engage with this kind of education, I think it's Indonesia needs to start it too, like a Korea or maybe like another developed country that's already using this kind of education in their real life education. So that's what I think about our discussion. Is there any more additional uh, additional things that you want to add? Probably.
Yeah. No, I think so. I think that would be it, guys. And Alex is already going outside now. All right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
All right.
let's end.
Thanks for closing up.
Okay. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for joining this meeting
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you so much,
Bye
Thank
bye.
guys. Bye
you.
bye. See you.